So St. Cuthbert's Early Years Centre. Hi, everyone. At St. Cuthbert's Early Years Centre, we set about designing an environment that is the third teacher, supporting the school's child-centred pedagogical approach of natural learning through exploration and discovery. An environment that promotes experiential and imaginative, sensory and play-based learning. An environment that conveys the spirit of place and contributes to community cultural memory. Our site is on the northwest end of a congested primary school, is bounded by busy East Derwent Highway and a cul-de-sac for primary access and parking. The school anticipated demolition of 2 existing buildings and a toilet block no longer fit for purpose to make way for the centre. We optimised land use, maximised north-orientated play space, and saved the most northerly school building from demolition by positioning the facility as close to the motorway as possible. Set on the eastern shore of the River Derwent, this is land of the mumirimina people of the Oyster Bay Nation, and slopes steeply from the hills to the river with sweeping vistas across to Kunanyi. Our place-based design locates occupants within this expansive landscape while bringing an evocative rainforest into the heart of the scheme. From all major spaces, the rainforest atrium is a consistent point of reference. With a separate identity, multi-directional pedestrian access, a primary and a secondary entrance, the centre accommodates a welcoming community space and support rooms, year-round 3-year-old daycare, and up to 2 kindergartens, all of which interlink and overlap in part. The elevated building edge creates a visual and a noise barrier between the motorway and the school. A raised roof covers the open atrium, which is a transitional space where the plan blows inside and out. Here, rainwater cascades through tree ferns to pebbled floor for water play. The sun's movement marks the passage of time, and air temperature is conditioned by the courtyard environments. Spatial flexibility is core to the learning approach and future-proofs the facility for changing programs or patterns of use. Open planning and a uniform floor finish supports easy spatial reconfiguration. Scale, volume, and atmosphere varies, creating different spatial experience and opportunity for play. Views incorporate borrowed landscapes, and layered transparency enables passive surveillance. Easily connected or isolated learning areas allow for different program needs. Acoustic treatment supports concurrent open plan activities. Here, a corner becomes a place of calm, and natural materials emphasize homeliness, important for those where school is the only place where they feel safe. From the welcoming lounge, we look through rainforest towards the hills, to where we entered, and out across river water to sky and the majesty of Kunanyi. Seen here from the playground, the significance of the atrium is not immediately evident when approaching the centre. Rather, our use of low maintenance, unfinished external timber signals our environmentally sustainable design approach. Distinctly expressed facade elements project or puncture wall planes to break the overall building scale, and the vertical rough sawn panelling changes to machined internal panelling as it transitions from exterior to interior. From year to year, different teachers are successfully using the spaces in different ways. And rain is an exciting event. And we've got a little 7-second video to show you just how exciting it is.
Yeah, what does it sound like using it? Yeah, what does it sound like?
So Leo was transported to marine environment. Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, I just had a question. Is that a full timber structure?
It's got a block, concrete block base with a concrete block floor, and then timber from there on.
A concrete floor.
When the concrete floor, so then timber from there on.
And I was also wondering, just with the external cladding and using finished timbers, like whether there's any maintenance issues or how you've negated any of that in building.
So we've been using unfinished timber on the outside for 30 years. So 30 years ago, I was still no maintenance floor. If you painted it or you put a varnish on it, you have a maintenance problem. If you leave it unfinished, you don't have a maintenance problem. And I reckon it lasts 100 years.
But it's also about the timber selected, the way in which it is sawn, and also the fixings. So we fix it with a central fixing, which allows for any cupping or shrinkage without causing splitting.
And then when you can, then it's just a roofing screw, so you can actually tighten screws, which happens after the first year, and then it's probably fine after that. But we've done it. Yeah, I said we've done that for 30 years. 30-year-old building, still no maintenance required at all.
That relationship to the road, that sets up a plan form that you then compartmentalize the plan and it kind of disintegrates into the garden space. So clearly that was a strategy that you've used.
Yes.
The road condition, did that need any acoustic amelioration or?
Well, the building actually is acoustic.
It is that anyway.
Yeah, and so it's double glazed and well insulated. So it's basically the building becomes a noise barrier to the garden and the whole school actually. And we actually got a friend who lives just behind, and he says it's actually improved the noise from their house.
Yeah.
Reduced it
now.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But so that's quite a severe edge. I mean, we did articulate with the idea of the sort of stick up, and then softened on the other side.
Yeah.
So that, and the whole strategy was to move it all the way down to that, and then also create, because it's a southerly slope, it creates a flat platform which is on the north side for play. And it also meant that we could save the building and stay till they would demolish.
In terms of other systems, the rigor of the sustainability that's been applied, are there other things? I know that it's described in detail, but
yes. So basically it's a low carbon building. So that's in terms of the materials used. So it's in terms of carbon sink. Then also it's got a passive solar. It's also slightly passive solar. In other words, it's properly sealed with internal and external vapor barriers.
And then wherever possible, we've used natural materials and like linoleum on the floor, which is both resilient but also doesn't have that outgassing.
100% natural.
And our varnishes.
No VOCs, minimum use of high finishes. When they are used, they need to be natural. So
we've got a little bit of laminates.
We've got a couple of laminates in the cupboards, but so the idea is to create a natural environment for the kids. So when they're always touching something, it's always something natural, except in the kitchen cupboards.
And we really worked on creating a place of calm. So the acoustic treatment is vital to that, but also a really calm palette. And, so it's a place of sanctuary, actually. You enter and it calms the children down. And
How many big slab?
So it's important because the kids play on the ground. So it's hydronic heating in the slab. And it's obviously reverse cycle heating, so it's energy efficient. It's actually also got a cooling system, which the client wanted. We said we don't need it because you actually walk into the atrium on a hot summer's day, it's cool because of all the transpiration from the. And in fact, in retrospect, I would have drawn that air into the building more. But there is a cooling system as well, but it's on demand. So they've got to actually. Yeah, and they've got to hit it and it goes off at the end of the day. So
is that in slab cooling?
No. So that's just more separate. Yeah.
So you've taken more of moving of a residential approach rather than, you know, a traditional institutional school, and obviously that's.
Absolutely. And, you know, there was the discussion that always shocks me, that this is the only place that some children feel safe. Terrible. Thank you.